Hi everyone, it's me, Kae Pea. I'm here in my studio. I'm here for ArtFoamie Fun Friday. Oh goodness, I don't know if anybody's here. I can't see anybody yet. So I'm going to go ahead and check out my Facebook on my phone here. Ooh, Carmen's here. Hi, Carmen. I can't find myself. So far, it's just me and you, Carmen, I think. Anyway, all right. So as you know, I'm here for ArtFoamie Fun Friday, and we are here having an artist spotlight. We are going through the whole list of ArtFoamie artists. And tonight we are featuring Julie Balzer. I'm very excited about this because I love Julie's work. And we have a few new ArtFoamies from Julie, which is always exciting. So I'm going to turn the camera around here. I think it's just me. Oh, look, like 10 other people just popped up all of a sudden. Mary Lynn is here. Susan is here. Catherine is here. Patty Campbell is here. Patty Hodder is here. Libby, yay, and Estrella. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. Mwah. Yeah, that was so weird because there was like nobody, and then all of a sudden, like everybody just popped on the screen. So welcome. Robin is here. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. So let me turn around the camera. And we're going to dig right in. Again, we're doing an artist spotlight. I figured since we have been the owners of ArtFoamies. Oh, thank you, Estrella. Since we've had ArtFoamies now for over a year, I really thought that it was high time that we, feature each and every artist. And I just, even though some of them I don't know as well as others, this gives us all a chance to look at them individually and sort of get to know them a little bit better. And just thank them for contributing their art generously to ArtFoamies. As you all know, I bought ArtFoamies in early 2020. So many of the artists were already, working with ArtFoamies. So, of course, when I realized that Julie Balzer was one of the artists, I was very excited because I love her style, her aesthetic. And she is very on trend. She's very active. She loves her ArtFoamies. She uses them all the time. So it's really, really nice to work with her. Plus, I don't know how many of you remember, but I was, fortunate enough to have been asked to be on Make It Artsy, and she is the host of that show. So I was on Make It Artsy, I believe it was in 2018 in 2018. And so, I had the pleasure of meeting her in person. She was very warm and generous. That was before we had ArtFoamies, and it was before I even knew that we were thinking about getting ArtFoamies. And so I was there with Rubber Moon and gave her some stamps, which she, shared on her Instagram and stuff. So that was super exciting and super fun. So let me stop again and just say hello and welcome to Cecilia and Linda and Valerie. Linda, yes, don't you love my headband? You all love. So this actually, my headband, I'm going to try this headband was a gift from Linda. So that as you can see, I love it. And actually I'm wearing the matching pants right now too. Well, they're not really pants. They're more like pajama bottoms. Let's be real. Does everybody live in their pajama bottoms now? I pretty much do. Kathy, hello, and Cindy, nice to see you. So as you know, we are featuring Julie Balzer's ArtFoamies this evening. Again, if you do not follow, I'm sure that most of you already follow Julie, but if you don't, please check out Balzer Designs. We, of course, will share the link. She also is the host of Make It Artsy. She has all sorts of wonderful online offerings and a really adorable little boy. So, and a really cool house. So definitely follow her on Instagram. You know, you'll just love following her. She's a great artist and a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to learn from. So, and a lot of fun to use her art foamies. Okay, so yes, if you use the code Julie's Week, you will receive 25% off all of Julie's art foamies. And I'm going to introduce you to some new art foamies from Julie this evening. Now, as I told you before, this was not, this artist spotlight was not necessarily about coming out with something new, but many of the artists asked if they could. I mean, we of course welcome them to do that. And so Julie sent over a few new designs, which I'm very excited about. And I'll tell you the reasons why, and I'll show them to you, of course. But I also want to read to you, Julie, when we told all of the artists back, oh gosh, I don't even remember what it was, like in December, that we were going to feature them each week on Art Foamies. We did send out a little questionnaire and said if they wanted to answer the questions, we would love it, or they could come on here with us. So as you know, some weeks, some of the artists will join me. Some weeks we'll just have some information about them. And some weeks maybe they will send in their answers to the questions. And Julie took the time to answer our questions. So let me read these to you. It says, how and when did you become an art foamy designer? What are your favorite ways to use art foamies? And Julie answered that she was teaching at a store in Canada and bought a bunch of art foamies. Then she posted a video about them and their sales blew up. The owner of the company, who she had never met, which was Emmy, it wasn't me, this was before I owned Art Foamies, obviously, was so thrilled. She sent me an email to say thank you. I asked her what she thought about me designing some stamps, and that's how it began. So I know that Emmy began Art Foamies in around 2012. So I don't really know the exact year that Julie started designing, but I know it was at least a few years before I ever came along. So we are so excited that she's one of the designers, because of course, she uses them a lot, which really helps to promote the brand and promote her stamps. So we love that. And then it says, what are your favorite ways to use art foamies? And again, this is Julie's response. The two major benefits of art foamies is that they're large and they can take a beating from acrylic paint. So I like to print large spaces and use acrylic paint to do it. So, and I think most all of you have seen Julie's, some of her demonstrations and definitely her samples and her artwork. And she definitely does love to use her art foamies, which again, we love as well. So thank you so much, Julie. I don't know if you'll see this. If you do, I hope you know how much we appreciate it and love your stuff. And I am very excited to share with you her new designs. And I do want to mention, though, one thing, and that is Julie does use her art foamies with acrylic paint a lot, which is a great way, of course, to use art foamies. However, I don't think she really, she likes to say that you don't really need to wash them. And that is true. You can still use them, but I want you to know cleaning off the acrylic paint off your art foamies is sort of important, because they won't ever print the same again if you don't clean them off. If you let the acrylic paint dry on there, they'll still work, no doubt, but they will be different, and they will get a little crispy and crunchy, and they'll just not have as much, give, or also give you as much detail. So Valerie, you may want to refresh. Does anybody else have any problem with the sound? I didn't change anything, so hopefully it's just a little glitch. Heidi, hello. All right, so let's get to Julie's new stamps, and I also do have a few little samples and ideas to share with you. And again, please use the code Julie's Week, all capital letters, to receive 25% off of her designs, including her new ones. Okay. So we do have, and let me pull this up because I don't know that I wrote down the names like usual. Let me look at ArtFoamies real quick. They are all live on the site. So you can jump on over there. Oh yes, we do have alphabet block. Okay. And it does come in a large and small. And I'm very actually excited to introduce this to you. Now, you're going to think to yourself, well, we already have so many alphabets, you know, so many alphabet blocks. But I'm going to show you something a little bit different about this one. And I'm pretty actually excited about it. And it does come in the 2 sizes, okay? And it's so Julie, right? Can't wait to see how she uses hers. But yes, these are her new designs, Heidi Smith. All right, so large and small alphabet block. And again, here they are printed out, and I will show you some fun stuff with those, okay? And then we do have the, Floral Borders. And again, coming into you at 2 sizes. This is about 2.5 by 8, I believe. Let me make sure. I don't want to tell you wrong. Yeah, 2.5 by 8. And this one is about 5 by 1.5. And these are so quintessentially Julie. I really love them. And of course, I have a couple little samples to share with you with these as well. And then finally, last but not least, we have your positive and negative asterisks. So let's go ahead and have a little play with some of these, shall we? All right, let's start with our alphabet blocks, okay? The reason I love the alphabet blocks, all right, is because I know that we have a lot of alphabets, but keep in mind, many of the alphabet sets are larger and they're all in pieces, okay? I like these because, and I'm going to try to hit her up for making a lowercase as well, because I really like having just the standard alphabet at the ready. Okay, you got one in this sort of 3 by 4? Yeah, about a 3 by 4 size. And you got this extra big one because Julie likes the big stamps. This is a little over 7 by 5. So 5 by 7. So this one fits nicely in your hand. This one a little bit larger, as you can see. But the great thing about these, okay, is that you can just stamp them out. Okay, so have a bunch stamped out and ready to go. And then you can cut strips, okay, and have individual letters so easily. So if you, especially, you know, if you're needing multiple letters, say you need, 2 E's, you already have them all stamped out. You just have to snip them apart and you have your alphabet set all right in your hand, okay? And that's the one thing I really love about this that makes it super convenient. Is that you're just not hunting around for your letters. They're not falling out, of the set. And I love the sets, but this just makes it super convenient and it's a really nice font. Okay. Super nice typewriter font. And again, I am going to be asking her, especially if you all like this and you buy them, then I can say, hey, Julie, let's do the lowercase. So, right? Yes, me too. Patty says it's a great idea for organizing the letters. I always struggle with that. And me too, because honestly, I'm going to tell you, when I saw these, I liked them. Of course, I liked them. They're a nice, typewriter font. But I was kind of like, oh, we just another alphabet block. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, this is perfect. Plus, they are separated enough to cut between them really nicely and make them uniform. Also, these actually are big enough to where if you wanted to sort of fussy cut them, you could. Now, I'm not really recommending that, but you know, but having the two sizes is great. Okay, so that is why I love these so much. And as you can see, I mean, I don't know why I did the word dream, but it just, you know, sort of popped out. Anyway, and then I have all these alphabets ready to go. If I don't want to use it to cut it up, isn't this just so cute as a, you know, as a background page in a journal? I don't know, it's so graphic and nice, and it just looks great. This is just stamped out using acrylic paint on newsprint. And here I just painted out some white gesso and stamped in black gesso right over the top. And so now I can have this if I do want to cut out letters, or I can also use it as a background if I want to. All right, so that's the reason why you definitely need these alphabet blocks. Okay, on to the next one. Again, super quintessentially Julie, but it is really nice to have these borders. Her leafy border, that's this size or maybe even a little bit bigger, is super, super popular, as is her, let me see if I can find it. I know it's one of my favorite stamps, and just show you kind of what it goes with. And of course I don't have it at the ready. I'll show it to you here. I have it stamped out on a card that I made, and this is her large botanical, and this one also comes in two sizes. If you do not have this stamp, and this is an older Julie stamp, you definitely need this. But I love the way that it's going to coordinate, you know, with this as well. So you can mix and match your patterns, and they'll still, you know, have that same sort of aesthetic. So that was another reason I was kind of tickled to see these. And again, we love bringing them to you in two sizes, because this smaller size is great for the card makers, great for smaller artwork. And then the larger ones, if you're working on, you know, bigger substrates or large journal pages, then the large one's great too. But of course, you know, I think you need both so that you can mix and match, which is, I think, what I did here. And I will do a little bit for you, but I also want to, and then I'll show you what I was sort of working on. This was a fun piece. This is using a jelly plate, yeah, a gel press plate. As I have it here, a 6x6. And you know what, let's just do one real fast. Let's do this real quick, just so I can show you, because I really like the way it turned out. And it's sort of a fun little technique. Just give me a second to, oh yeah, pull out my gel plate and a little gesso. Just a little dollop, or a little titanium white is okay too. That's probably a little bit too much. Well, Artsy Heidi, that is not a surprise that you love the red violet flowers. Whenever I still see red violet, I always think of you. So let's do this. This is super fun. I have some, I think this is 8x8, or no, 7x7 black watercolor paper. Okay, it doesn't have to be watercolor paper, but that's just what I happen to have on hand. If you have black cardstock or whatever, that'll work too. Something dark, it doesn't even have to be black, but something dark. I think navy blue would be really pretty. Dark green would be nice. Okay, and I'm just going to brayer this out. And I'm going to take, and I do have, oh wait, maybe I have a clean one. Let's see. Oh, here's one that's clean. It's a little bit wet because I just washed it off, but I'm going to now take a clean and dry stamp. Dottie Lou Crisp, hello, how are you feeling? So nice to see you. All right, so now I'm taking this and it's clean and dry, okay? And I'm gonna pull up my color. and stamp off, because you want to get as much off of the plate as you can. And you can turn it if you don't want it to line up perfectly. Okay, and one last time. Again, excuse me, pulling off as much as you can get off and leaving that. And we're just going to go ahead, take our paper. And honestly, if you want to take your gel press plate to the paper in order to get it lined up a little bit better, you can, or you could, you know, you could register it first. Wendy, hello, hello. And I think this actually looks really pretty. I didn't get the best pressing right there, but that's okay. I think this looks really pretty, even just as it is in the black and white. But the fun thing about doing this is that once this is dry, your gesso just gives you a really nice base on top of that black paper to where you can now go back in over it and manipulate it, paint it. You can leave some of the white showing through, or you can paint it all the way out. As you can see, what I've sort of done here, and I'm not really all the way done, is I just started painting sort of some layers. I used a little bit of acrylic wash, but of course you can use acrylic, you can use pastels. As long as your paint is good and dry, you could use colored pencils. And actually colored pencils like over the top of even this after it's dry would be really fun for more additional layering. Okay, so I'll just do a little, I may not finish the whole thing for you. I do have a palette here with a little bit of the acrylic wash, and I just have a little bit of yellow here. And the yellow is sort of not really transparent, but a little bit translucent, so I can work sort of quickly with sort of a wet-ish brush. And remember that my white gesso is all the way dry, okay? And so it's real easy to just go in and sort of smush some of that color all over the yellow. And then again, I just took, I don't know, a variety of other colors and just painted in some of the other open areas. There's your color again, Heidi. Okay, and so of course I'll just continue to go on there and layer, and I can even paint over some of the little black, well, it's not really a black outline, it's sort of more of a mottled, you know, black, and that's sort of the beauty of where that pulled up. It left sort of a speckled outline. But I can still even go in and paint over the tops of some of that. And finish that off, okay? Again, I'm not going to finish this whole thing for you right now. I'll finish it later and take a picture and post it for you. We'll share them over the next couple days on our Instagram. All right, so there is that, and beautiful Either way, if you use the large or the small border, and of course, depending, you could do the same thing using your smaller gel press plate and your smaller flower image. Okay, so there's that. And here's the black and white one. They look pretty cute, right? Together even. I do like the black and white. If you just wanted to be really minimalist, you could just leave it like that. All right, so let's see. Well, thank you, Valerie. This palette, are you talking about this palette? This is just, so this is an old record. I use a lot of old records, and I actually have, I can't really show it, but in my studio, I have this spinner rack, and this is so awesome that it has this hole because it fits right on top of the spinner rack. And that way, I can set this up high, and I don't ever end up setting, you know, my brushes or my stamps or my arm down into it, because the minute I'm done, I just set it up on top of the spinner rack. So it's great. Anyway, all right, my last little demonstration and or idea for you, and I have to admit, I'm super excited about this, is to make some little coasters. I've been wanting to do this anyway. I make a lot of small art, and I love the 4x4 size, and Julie's new asterisk set, okay, and it's a positive and negative, is so cute. It's sort of mid-century modern. I love it because this can definitely be used for holiday theme stuff, you know, like if you do it all in blue and white, it looks very wintry. But the colors that I used, I try to make it look very sort of mid-century modern with a twist. So really excited about this. And let me just show you how I made it, okay? First of all, I have, and I thought I had one more here, but of course, it is not now in my view. So that means basically forget it. But anyway, I pulled out 4 of these 4x4 little wood panels, okay? They're just 4x4 painting panels. And what I did was I just took my golden heavy body acrylic in my favorite fluorescent colors. I used fluorescent pink, fluorescent magenta, fluorescent orange yellow, and fluorescent chartreuse. And I just painted them up real quick, 4-way, okay? Just boom, 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 just kind of sloppy. I also used a little bit of white, okay? And then I let that dry. Then I took and painted the edges. Let me find a brush and just do one real fast here for you. All right, let's just paint this edge, and you know, of course, edge it in whatever colors. I also think like gold would be really pretty, or I don't know, you could use that green. Now, when I went to over stamp, I'm just going to tell you my thought process. I thought that black would look really cool. I thought, oh, I'm just going to over stamp in black, and that will really make it pop. It'll make those colors, you know, just seem so much more vibrant. But then I was like, well, maybe I'll do blue. Maybe, and I was thinking about a couple different shades of blue. And don't get me wrong, I do think blue would look amazing, especially if you use like the indigo or the anthracone blue. But as I was sitting, I was like, you know, I'd really like just a dark, maybe a green, like an olive green would be really fun. And so, I don't know, I just ended up using one of my scrap buddies. Okay, and I took a little bit of my chromium green oxide, and I really like this color green. It's like an army green, but and it's sort of a flat color, but it's, as you can see, very opaque. Okay, it's going to give good coverage. And I thought that Yes, I thought that the green would be very mid-century color, even though the neons really aren't. I thought that would give it a nice little twist. And so that's why I decided to go along with this color. But of course, I encourage you to play. That's what getting makey's all about, right? So you just get makey with these and do your own thing. And I may do 2 and 2. I don't know. I was thinking maybe of doing a cerulean blue on the other 2. I don't know. But for now, we're just going to take the solid one. Actually, well, then I was thinking like, well, maybe I'll do the solids and then I'll also do some of the, you know, the positives and the negatives. So anyway, load up my scrap buddy and making sure that I have a nice, even, good coverage because I really want to make sure that I get... You know, I really want to make sure that I get good coverage and that I'm covering up a lot of that negative space, okay? And you can also take this, might be a little bit easier to plop it right on there and get it lined up nicely, okay? Yes, you know, and lately I've just been loving the olive green, and I've been really loving the what's that yellow color too? There's a yellow that what's this color, this Naples yellow. I don't know why. This is something new for me because I did not used to really like sort of the muted colors as much, but I don't know, I'm really digging it lately. Ta-da! Doesn't it look great? So easy, so fast. Of course, if I wanted to touch up those edges a little bit, I can. Okay, but I like the way that looks. Then I just took a piece of black felt and glued it to the bottom. And I will put a beautiful layer of resin over the top. Or if you don't want to use resin, you can just spray it with a couple coats of really nice varnish. And you will have a beautiful set of coasters. In fact, I'm serious too. These are for me. I need coasters. And so I really like this pattern. I think it's super fun. I'm going to go ahead and try this. And you know what? If I don't like it, then I'll just make up another one. But I really want to try. I have not really tried the positive asterisks. I can't say it. Especially if you try to say it a whole bunch of times in a row. That'll really mess you up. All right, and I'm hoping I had a little bit of color on here from some watercolor, and I'm hoping that's going to be okay. I think it will. So for this one, we're just going to try and see how this looks. And again, if I don't like it, then I will just do the other one in the same way and cast this one aside, although I think it might be kind of cute to have 2 and 2. You can tell me what you think. Oh yeah, right? Super cute. And then I think for this one, what I'll do is I'll paint the edges the olive green and maybe even put some olive green felt on the back. So I really like this, and look how fast and like so fast and easy. I have the cutest set of coasters. This would make a great Christmas gift. Or like I said, just a great gift for yourself or around the house because I really do need these. And, you know, let's face it, coasters are expensive. So you can get your art foamies, spend all the money on art foamies that you would normally spend on coasters and have loads and loads and hours of fun, right? Don't you love my logic? All right, I got a little bit of a line there. Not really a big deal. If I don't like it, of course, I should be able to wipe it away with the baby wipe. Or, yes, because that paint underneath is good and dry. So my wet paint should come off pretty easily. Or if not, I could always paint over a little bit. Anyway, super cute. Let's go ahead. I want to at least paint one of the edges to make sure if that looks better. And then I'll let you go. You can go shop on artfoamies.com. Yeah. Well, you know what? That is so funny, Carmen, because I lately have really been into 70s stuff. I don't know why. 70s colors, 70s sort of a lot of times I'll look at like 70s wallpaper just to get sort of inspired, get little ideas. I don't know. I guess I've been going back to my childhood. Linda says, I'm seeing green gold. So do you mean you're seeing green gold on these or what? Again, if I wanted to put a thick coating of resin over the top, that would be really pretty. It would make it really, really shiny and thick. Something like, like an ice resin or Envirotex Light. But again, just a couple spray, couple times of spraying like some Kamar varnish or just some glossy varnish or satin or matte. Depends on what finish that you actually want. All right, so there you have it, my friends. A set of coasters. We have some fun gel press printing, and we have some awesome letters that you can use for your journals, your backgrounds, or of course, actually as alphabet sets that you can easily cut apart to make words, all with Julie Balzer's beautiful designs. So there you go. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you for being here. Have fun. Oh, I did. Look, Joanne, are you still here? Look I wore this just for you. Have fun at the Stones tonight. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you always hanging out with me for ArtFoamie Fun Friday. It's been extra fun sharing the spotlight with all of the wonderful artists that contribute to ArtFoamie. So we can't do this without you, though. So, of course, as always, I appreciate you so much. Love you all to the moon and back. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone. Go shop for Julie stamps now. Have a great night. Mwah.